Hello and welcome to an EKU Libraries tutorial about CINAHL Ultimate. CINAHL, which stands for Cumulative Index to Nursing and Allied Health Literature, is a library database that will help you find resources in nursing and allied health. This tutorial will show you how to 1. Locate the database CINAHL Ultimate from the EKU Libraries homepage. 2. Search the database using terms and phrases. And 3. Filter or limit your results based on criteria such as publication date, peer review status, and more. Let's get started. From the library's homepage at library.eku.edu, look for the link to Databases on the left side of the page under the Search heading. The Databases link takes you to the A to Z online resources page, an alphabetical list of databases and other resources EKU Libraries subscribes to support your research. There are a couple of ways to get to CINAHL Ultimate from here. You can use the quick link located on the left of the page under the header Featured Databases. Or you can use the All Subjects drop-down menu located near the top of the page to filter the list of resources down to those most relevant to health promotion and administration by selecting that option. This gives you quick access to additional health science databases, many of which could be useful at another point in your research or for another topic or class in the future. You can also contact the librarian who specializes in working with health sciences from this page. Notice that CINAHL Ultimate is listed at the top of the Health Promotion and Administration Resources list under the Best Bets heading. Click on the CINAHL Ultimate link to open the database. You might be asked to log in using your EKU email address and password. Once logged in, you should see the CINAHL Ultimate search screen. We want to choose Advanced Search. Notice that the Advanced Search screen has 3 search boxes instead of 1, and that those 3 search boxes are connected to each other with drop-down menus default set to the word AND. We'll talk more about this later in the tutorial. If you've ever used Academic Search Ultimate, this screen might feel familiar to you. That's because Academic Search Ultimate and CINAHL Ultimate are managed by the same company, EBSCOhost. You can confirm that you are searching in CINAHL Ultimate by checking the Searching CINAHL Ultimate link found near the top of the page. Let's try a simple search about head trauma to start. I'll type head trauma into the first search box, and as I type, you can see CINAHL Ultimate suggests synonyms or terms that are similar to my initial search term, such as head injury or brain injury, much like Google does. But notice how CINAHL is putting the word or between each term. The default for most search tools, including Google, is to assume you want the sources included in your search results to contain all of the words you enter into the search box, which means it will not show you a source that doesn't contain every single word you type in the box. However, there are workarounds you can use to tell a search tool you want it to behave differently than the default. Using the word "or" to link your search terms tells a database or other search tool that any of those terms will work for you. This means you will get more results than if you only use the term head trauma, because you'll also get results where the author uses one of those other terms instead. You can ignore these and stick to only the term you originally typed in, or you can accept the database's suggestions by simply clicking on one you like. It's entirely up to you, and you can always change your mind later. For this search, let's take the database's suggestion of head trauma or head injury or brain injury to make sure we get as many resources as possible. I'll click on that suggestion and then click the search button located to the right of the search boxes to run the search. The first thing I notice is that I got over 50,000 results, which is quite overwhelming. One way you can narrow your search to results with a tighter, More specific focus is by replacing a broad search term with a more specific search term. Let's test that out by deleting the terms head trauma, head injury, and brain injury and replacing them with the more specific term concussion. Searching for concussion gives us fewer results, coming in at about 8,000, but that's still too many. Another way we can narrow and focus our results is by adding an additional term that helps define our research topic. For example, let's say we are interested in concussions in children who are involved in sport. Remember at the beginning of the tutorial when I pointed out how we have three search boxes connected by the word and on the advanced search screen? Let's go back and take a look at those. We can use these extra search boxes to narrow our results by adding terms that represent additional aspects of our research topic. While the word or tells the database that we don't care which way an author writes about an idea, the word and tells the database we only want articles that discuss the stuff in the first box, in this case, concussion, with whatever we put in the second and third boxes. Let's add children to the second box and sports to the third. I'm going to ignore the database suggestions for similar terms this time. Remember to click the search button again to rerun the search with children and sports added. That gives us a little over 800, which still feels like a lot of information. Maybe we could switch out the broad term sports for something a little more specific, such as soccer. That brings our results down to just under 100. I feel pretty good with this search for now. 100 results feels like a good starting point, but what should you do if your search gives you too few results? Let's test this out by trying to search for something more specific. Let's go back into the advanced search screen and clear out this search by clicking the X's in each search box. Remember how we put the different pieces of our research topic in different boxes in our first search? Let's do that with this search too. For this example, let's look at research about the use of massage therapy in the treatment of knee injuries. Remember how we put the different pieces of our research topic in different boxes in our first search? Let's do that with this search too. We have two distinct aspects to look at, so let's type knee injury in the first box and massage therapy in the second box. And let's ignore the database suggestions for both this time. Remember to click the search button to run this search. This search gave us just 8 results, which is quite a bit fewer than we're going to need for most research projects. So how might we fix this? One thing we could do is to add in some similar terms for knee injury in the first search box, using the word or to connect them so that the database understands we want to see all results that use any of those ideas. So let's go back into our advanced search screen. And in the first search box, accept the database's suggestion of knee injury or knee damage or knee pain. I'll select that option and click the search button again to rerun the search. That gives us a little over 20 results. Not too bad, but I'd be more comfortable starting my research with more results. One way to broaden a search is to remove a bit of the focus. Let's delete the word therapy in massage therapy and see what happens when we click the search button to rerun the search. That gives us a little over 100 results, which is a much more comfortable starting point for most research projects. Now that we've learned a little about playing with our search terms to get better results from CINAHL Ultimate, let's explore how to use database filters to adjust our results even more. If you look at the left side of the results page, under the search bar, you will see a tab for All Filters. This first filter of full text is tempting, It seems like adding it would ensure I get only results for which full text is available. But under most circumstances, I recommend you do not add it. Let's skim through our results and look for examples of why. You'll notice that a lot of these articles have an Access Now PDF link underneath them. Clicking that will allow you to immediately open and read a scan of this article as it appeared in its original journal. If you keep scrolling down the page, you will notice that some articles do not have that link and instead have a drop down that says Access Options. Clicking on this link will do one of two things. Remember all of those databases on the online resources A to Z list? If EKU Libraries has access to an article in one of those other databases, this link will actually take you to that article in one of those other databases. For example, if we click Access Options and then find full text for article number 16, we are taken to a page where we can download the PDF or open a link to read that article. If we don't have the article in another database, the Find Full Text link will take you to a page where you will see Item Not in Our Collection, Request for Free from EKU Libraries. This is actually a link that will take you to a Library Express request form where you can request a copy of this article at no charge to you. Let's take a look at some of the other filters. I can see that we have a publication date filter. If your professor has a time period requirement on your research, or you know your topic is a time-sensitive one, where older information is no longer valid, you can use this filter to limit your results to show only sources published within your chosen time period. Let's set our required publication date range to the past 10 years. That drops out anything published prior to 2015. Let's see how this changes our results. That took our results down to about 66. So that further narrowed the results that we have to scroll through to a pretty good number. The next limiter we want to look at is the source types limiter. This shows a breakdown of what kind of sources are present within your search results and even allows you to limit to a certain publication or source type. We can see that we have results from magazine articles, dissertations, and academic journals. Clicking on one of these would take the others out of your results view. If you need to look for only academic, scholarly sources, you might consider clicking on academic journals. The next limiter, subject major heading, displays the subject tags of your resources. Subject tags are how the database makes sources searchable. They are similar to hashtags on social media. You can look through the subjects to get an idea of the sorts of concepts being discussed in your search results overall. Subject tags can be especially useful when you get results in the hundreds of thousands. Sometimes you can see a more focused topic within these subject tags that better represents your research interests. For example, if you notice the subject tags treatment outcomes and range of motion and realize that's what you were really looking for, you can simply click the boxes next to those terms to narrow your search results down to only those looking at those two concepts in relation to knee pain and massage. Now let's look specifically at the age and gender option. The age option organizes results by the age group being studied within the research. The gender option allows you to limit to studies addressing males only or females only. And finally, geography organizes results by where the study took place. This EKU Libraries tutorial introduced you to searching in CINAHL Ultimate, a library database covering topics within nursing and allied health. We learned how to get started with basic keyword searching, how to narrow or broaden a search to get fewer or more results by playing with the search terms, and how to apply some of the built-in filters to get results better suited to your needs. If you have questions or would like more help searching, check out our Get Help page linked from the upper right of our homepage. From there, you can access our FAQs and research guides, chat with us, or make an in-person or online appointment with a librarian. Happy searching!